The child stood in the grand hall with a trembling resolve as the towering windows cast pale blue light across the floor. His small hands were clasped tightly, and his bright eyes stared at the armored human standing before him. His name was Leo, the young heir of the Celestian dynasty, and he had made a choice that could shift the path of the galaxy. He looked at the human warrior and spoke with a courage far beyond his years. He asked the human to marry his mother, the lone princess of their realm, for he longed for a father and believed only a human could guide their empire into peace. Aaron. The human stood stunned as the words echoed beneath the vaulted ceiling. He had arrived as a diplomat and soldier sent to negotiate a fragile alliance. Never had he imagined that a child would come forward to make such a request. Yet, as he studied Leo's face, he felt the weight of a larger truth. The Celestian Empire was in trouble. Warring factions, aggressive neighbors, and a weakening royal line had left the realm unstable. The princess, named Myra, bore the responsibility of holding her world together. Aaron had only met her once, but even that brief encounter revealed her strength and burden. Leo sensed Aaron's hesitation and stepped closer. He spoke with a voice that carried fear and hope. He explained that his mother was pressured by council members to select a suitor who could protect the throne. Many sought power, not peace. Leo believed a human warrior with a noble heart could bring balance, for humans had earned a strange reputation across the stars. They were feared, admired, unpredictable, and known to defy odds. Leo believed Aaron could be the one to change the fate of his people. Aaron knelt down so he could look the child in the eyes. He told Leo he could not promise something so great without speaking to Myra. The child nodded, showing more dignity than many adults Aaron had met. He bowed and thanked Aaron before stepping back with poise learned from watching his mother lead. Aaron rose and understood that the mission he had come for had already transformed into something far beyond political negotiation. The princess entered the hall. Soon after, she walked with the grace of her royal bloodline, her silver attire catching the glow of the overhead lights. Her eyes, bright and thoughtful, shifted between Aaron and her son. She asked Leo gently what he had said. When the boy repeated his plea, Mira froze in place. For a moment, the leader of billions was simply a mother caught off guard by the longing of her child. Her calm expression wavered as she told Leo they would speak of this later. She guided him out of the hall and returned to Aaron with a quiet intensity. Mira apologized for the boldness of her son, though her voice carried a trace of pain. She explained her situation. The empire faced threats from external warlords and internal rivals. Without a strong bond or united leadership, collapse was a real danger. Leo had grown up watching instability, and his plea came from fear as much as desire. Mira clarified she did not wish to force Aaron into anything. She respected his position and would not let her son's desperation pressure him. Aaron listened carefully. He was impressed by her honesty and the weight she carried alone. He offered to help stabilize the situation through alliance and military cooperation. Mira thanked him but explained that the council needed symbolic certainty as well as political strength. A marriage would create a unified leadership that rivals could not dismiss. It became clear that the council was pressuring Mira to choose, and she had refused many offers. Aaron realized she had been standing alone against the ambitions of powerful figures. He asked Mira what she truly wanted. Her answer came after a pause. She said she wanted peace for her people and safety for her son. She did not want a union without trust or respect. She wanted someone who valued unity more than power. She admitted she did not know if Aaron was such a person, but she sensed something in him that she did not sense in the others. Aaron felt the sincerity in her voice and knew she was not manipulating him. She was tired, isolated, and still determined to do what must be done for her realm. Before giving an answer, Eren asked to learn more about their culture and their struggle. Myra agreed and arranged for him to stay within the palace. Over the next days, Eren met advisors, soldiers, historians, and citizens. He discovered the depth of the crisis. Border worlds were losing faith in the central government. Pirates and raiders pushed into trade lanes. Politicians fought for influence rather than solutions. The Celestian people admired humans for their resilience and unpredictable adaptability. They saw humans as allies who could bring unconventional strength. During this time, Eren spent moments speaking with Leo. The child asked him questions about Earth, human customs, and the meaning of courage. Eren saw how much the boy longed for stability. Leo confided that he feared losing his mother to political rivals. He feared being used as a symbol rather than raised as a child. Eren's heart ached for him. The boy was bright, kind, and already burdened. Each conversation pulled Eren deeper into the gravity of their situation. Mira also spent time with Eren. She showed him the gardens where ancient rulers meditated, the war room where strategies were shaped, and the starlit balcony from which she watched over her people. Their conversations grew more candid. Myra shared her doubts and hopes. Eren shared his experiences as a soldier who had seen worlds crumble because leaders could not unite. They found surprising common ground. Myra admired Eren's honesty and discipline. Eren admired Mira's strength and compassion. The turning point came during an attack on a border colony. Eren assisted in the defense, coordinating with Celestian forces. His leadership saved hundreds of lives. News of his bravery spread quickly. Council members who once doubted humans now whispered about the potential of a union. Citizens across the Empire sent messages praising his actions. But Eren did not celebrate. He saw how fragile the situation was. The attackers were growing bolder. The Empire needed unity. After returning to the capital, Eren stood with Mira in the war room as reports continued to pour in. She looked at him with eyes that carried both gratitude and fear. She asked him if he now understood the severity of the moment. Eren nodded. He understood too well. The Empire needed a symbol. Leo needed a father figure. Myra needed a partner she could trust. Eren asked Mira one question. He wanted to know if she truly believed they could build a future together, not as political actors, but as partners in leadership and guardians of Leo's future. Myra answered with calm certainty. She believed they could try. She believed trust could grow. She believed humans brought a rare willingness to fight for what mattered. Eren felt the truth in her words. He accepted the proposal. The royal ceremony was arranged with great care. Thousands gathered in the capital plaza. Ships from allied worlds hovered above like silent silver lanterns. Mira and Eren stood together beneath the ceremonial arch, a symbol of unity older than any palace wall. Leo stood proudly between them. When Eren placed his hand over Myra's in the Celestian vow, the crowd erupted with hope. It marked a new chapter for the Empire, but marriage did not end their challenges. It was only the beginning. Eren stepped into the role of co-ruler with determination. He trained soldiers, negotiated with stubborn governors, and confronted groups who tried to destabilize the throne. Mira continued her diplomatic efforts, bringing planets back into the fold through compassion and strategy. Leo flourished under the combined guidance of his mother and Eren. He grew more confident, more joyful, and more certain that his realm had a future worth fighting for. Across the galaxy, rivals watched the rise of the new union with alarm. Yet every attempt to undermine them failed. Eren's human perspective gave the Celestian military new tactics. Myra's strategic brilliance unified wavering worlds. Together, they forged alliances that had once seemed impossible. Citizens began to believe again. Markets revived. Borders secured. The empire regained its strength. Despite the heavy responsibilities, the bond between Eren and Mira deepened. They respected each other as leaders and grew closer as partners. Their late-night discussions ranged from policy to personal dreams. Mira found comfort in Eren's steadiness. Eren found inspiration in Mira's resolve. Leo adored them both and proudly called Eren his father, a moment that brought quiet emotion to Eren's heart. Years passed, and the Celestian Empire transformed. What began as a desperate plea from a child had reshaped the destiny of billions. The Council no longer questioned the authority of their rulers. Neighboring realms sought cooperation instead of conflict. Peace, once fragile, became a foundation. Mira often reflected on the unlikely path that had brought them here. A human warrior had come as a diplomat and had become her partner in leadership. A child's courage had changed the arc of history. Eren often stood with Leo on the balcony, where Mira once looked out with worry. Now they looked out with hope. Eren never forgot the moment Leo first approached him in the Grand Hall. That simple request had carried the weight of a realm searching for salvation. Eren had accepted not for power, but for the chance to build something lasting. The Celestian Empire now stood stronger than ever, and in the center of it all stood a family forged not by lineage, but by choice. A mother princess who led with wisdom, a human warrior who defied fate, and a child whose heart united them all. Together they ruled the galaxy with purpose, proving that unity born from courage could reshape even the highest street.